EFF leader Julius Malema just called his own members wheelbarrows and admitted his party is full of ANC failures at a party meeting, and the insults he threw at his own people are so brutal, you have to hear them for yourself. And he even called KZN voters stupid for choosing MK Party. So watch what happened when South Africa's opposition leader went to war with his own party and insulted an entire province. And guys, if you think the EFF is really just full of ANC failures and rejects who couldn't make it in their original party, then hit that like button, because we need to expose this hypocrisy. Let me not waste time. Let me show you the video.
For elections, commissars and fighters, the time for unity in the organization is now. There is no room for division and factionalism. You must know that if you partake in such, then you are an infiltration which is sent to destroy the EFF. Remove envy of one another. Resist the temptation to undermine others and lead in alone without consulting the collective. Respect your leadership. Know that the EFF is a party that leads and government follows. We don't take government responsibility to be the responsibility replacing those of the party. The party leads, government follows. As long as we've got an organization, there will always be a government. Fellow fighters, we need to ensure that we promote the organization above everything else, and as our constitution guides us, avoid taking personal glory for the work of the collective. As we enter this phase of election, you must avoid using I did Malemaville. I established Malemaville. I did this, I did that. Why didn't you establish Malemaville when you were in primary? Why didn't you establish Malemaville when you were in the youth league? Why did you wait for the EFF to encourage people to occupy the land and take over the land and stay in those pieces of land for you to now claim to be a hero in the area where you come from? Avoid personal glory and always promote organizational collective glory over victories that are won in the organization. As we enter this phase of it for the EFF in Eastern Cape, and we must build capacity so that we can rescue our people from suffering and humiliation. The comrades of Gauteng are in for a massive battle because the metropolitans of Gauteng are going to be battleground in these elections. We want to see the leadership of Gauteng on the streets every day, servicing our people in all communities, including in the colored community and in the suburbs. I'm informed that Ipsos will be giving a presentation here tomorrow. That presentation must be listened to attentively because the EFF will be in the EFF. We believe in science. It was Ipsos ahead of the 2024 national elections which told us that the support of the EFF is increasing amongst the educated and the so-called middle class. The leadership of Gauteng must listen to that and stop running away from the suburbs and only campaigning in squatter camps and informal settlements. The educated people of our country believe in the EFF and support the EFF. Stop gatekeeping the EFF from them because you fear competition. Take the EFF to the people. Do not personalize the EFF as if it's your own property. To the comrades of Limpopo, especially in the northern areas such as Giyani, Musina, Makado, you have a lot of work to do there. The result where one political party gets 80% and upwards in those areas must come to an end. Go and fight for the votes there because our people are made to live like animals, but they do not see a political alternative. To the leadership in KZN, it is time to fight for a rightful place in that province because the people of KZN are beginning to realize that they made a big mistake in 2024 elections. The people of KZN were in search of a father figure, voted for people who do not have a clue of what they are doing. And as a result, nothing is changing in KZN for the betterment of the lives of our people. Do not be scared when we say to you, support MKP to govern in KZN, because that is the will of the voters. The voters must be given that which they voted for and experience the mess they voted for. They must govern so that they do not campaign on a ticket that they were denied a chance to govern when they got the majority vote. Comrades in the Northern Cape, the province is up for grabs. You already dropped them to below 50% in the last election. And they held on to power by guaranteeing our land in Orania in exchange for racist votes. You must humble them again to the point that even when they want to sell the Northern Cape to racists in exchange for political power, they will not be able to do so. In Mpumalanga, we must regain our status as the official opposition, and where possible, we must win municipalities outrightly. We have been strong in Mpumalanga, and now it is time for us to govern that province and lead from the front in the same way we have seen in the legislature where the EFF is the real opposition in Mpumalanga. To the comrades in the Western Cape, the results in 2024 and the 12th anniversary we held in that province last year is an indicator that the city of Cape Town is up for grabs. We must campaign aggressively, especially in the Cape Flats, and no place must be a no-go area for the EFF. I want to encourage the leadership in the Western Cape to invest in the other sub-regions and regions such as Southern Cape, West Coast, and areas such as Overberg and the Cape Winelands. Our voters are there in the farms and in the townships. They are ready to vote for the EFF. Fighters in the Free State, your mission ought to be to capture Bloemfontein and Metsimaholo. The people of Bloemfontein have been living in a sewer for too many years and are readily available to vote for the EFF. And you must continue upward trajectory of votes since last elections. To the members of the CCT, we are going to deploy you where we think you may add the most value and where maximum impact will be required. We will be campaigning for victory across all municipalities, but strategically, we must target the metros. Many criminals have formed political parties out there for the sole purpose of getting 1 or 2 seats and then coming to extort the bigger political parties for strategic positions in municipalities. We must make it impossible for hustlers and criminals to even get a single seat, and we must do so by winning as many votes as possible. Let us go to the ground commissars and fighters. Let us say goodbye to our families, because from today, our time and our lives belong to the EFF. A day must not pass without doing something in service of the EFF and in service of the people. Go to the ground, clean our communities, open soup kitchens, adopt schools, adopt a family, fix the roads, fix sewer problems yourselves, because you are the Malemas of your own community. No one will help our people except for the EFF. Let us unite and defend our movement and advance the struggle of our people towards economic freedom in our lifetime. Let us go and work the ground and make sure that the EFF emerges victorious. The people are willing to vote for the EFF. They are waiting to see the seriousness of the EFF. The power is in your hands. Make sure that you utilize that power very carefully. Those of you who have friends in the ANC and want to confuse that friendship for the destruction of the EFF, we will not tolerate that. We will not tolerate anyone who want to compromise the independence of the EFF because he is friends with those people in the former liberation movement. Comrades, it is your individual responsibility as much as it's a collective responsibility. You ought to ask yourself a question. Am I going to win my what? If I call myself a commissar and I do not win a ward, who do I represent? If I call myself a councillor and I do not win a ward, who do I represent? If I'm a member of parliament and I do not have a ward, who do I represent? If I'm a member of the provincial legislature and I do not win a ward, who do I represent? What do I mean by this? I expect your individual report about the performance of your individual wards after the elections, and failure to give a convincing explanation as to why you lost your ward, yet you are earning millions every year from the EFF, then the organization will have to take very serious decisions in relation to our participation going forward. We are tired of pushing wheelbarrows. We are tired of covering wheelbarrows. We are tired of covering opportunists. We are tired of covering those who failed in the ANC and want to use the EFF as a step ladder to power. We want leaders who are on the ground, who are serving the masses every day, who are serving the poor of the poorest. The time is now. Go and show that you are not a wheelbarrow, you are a committed soldier of the revolution. The time is now to bring victory into the house of Winnie Madikizela Mandela and say to her, in her grave, we will never surrender. We have never surrendered. Even under difficult times, we are ushering victory in the house of the revolution. Winnie Madikizela Mandela. Salute. Elections which will be characterized by a mayoral candidate. Let us choose the best amongst us and rally behind our mayoral candidate. Let us know our strength and limitation. The mayoral candidates of the EFF will not automatically be a leader of a sub-region or a province or even the CCT, but we will be determined who we send while ensuring that we do not weaken the organization in other areas of governance and responsibility. Let us discuss here in this platinum the caliber of an EFF mayor, because the days where the EFF supports other organizations to have mayors have come to an end. We will field mayors, and anyone who wants to negotiate with the EFF must know that the EFF wants mayorship. To our MMCs, it may be time to strap your boots on and head to the ground, because the attitude of the ANC seems to be one of disrespect towards the EFF, and it does not look like the ANC appreciates that it does not govern on its own in municipalities, especially here in Gauteng. We must stop any negotiation with the ANC, and where the ANC removes our MMC, all of you as MMCs are going to resign, and that cooperation stop immediately with the ANC. Where the ANC fields a mayor as a candidate, we are going to field a mayor as a candidate. Where a motion of no confidence is passed against an ANC mayor, we are going to support that motion of no confidence against an ANC mayor, especially here in Gauteng. We will not be voting for the budget of the Gauteng MEC of Finance here in Gauteng. The ANC knows that without the EFF and MK, they will never pass the budget. We will mobilize the MK to support our campaign, not to support the budget of the EFF in Gauteng, because we are supporting them in KZN for motion of no confidence against the EFF. Whether you like it or not, that's where politics work. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. They think they can treat the EFF like that and do as they please with us, especially in Ikuruleni. Very soon, they will reap the consequences of their disrespect and disregard of the EFF. Those who are close with them, go and tell them that they will be learning a lesson very soon, that the EFF is not to be disrespected. Fellow fighters, the past is behind us. The EFF has proven its strength on the ground and across all spheres of government. In this year of 2026, do not waste your energy on those who have made it their mission to misunderstand you. We must at all times defend the organization. Build our primary objective now is to talk to the masses of our people. We have improved qualitative, and now with sub-regional structures in place, we are in position to take over this country municipality by municipality. It is time that we win municipalities, and in this plenum, each and every province must make a commitment that you will return from local government elections with at least one municipality if you fail. One province, one municipality. This is the minimum, and we, where possible, like in the Northwest, the former liberation movement has collapsed. We must go for everything. The Eastern Cape is one of our primary targets because the people of Eastern Cape are tired of living a life of indignity. There is an appetite, and this GNU has no strategy or plan to reverse the decline. We will never defeat poverty if we do not build industries, because industries are jobs. The election manifesto of the EFF must speak to strategies to localize development and industry, and this plenum, through commissions, must provide such guidance. Commissars and fighters, the people of South Africa are held hostage and are at the mercy of criminals. Week after week, we witness mass shooting in the city of Cape Town, which is led by the DA, and there is no solution to that crisis. The former mayor of Cape Town, Helen Zille, who leads the DA today, wants to be the mayor of Johannesburg, leaving behind the dead bodies in Cape Town, where the DA has failed the poorest of the poor. The first question Helen Zille must be asked is, what is her party doing about crime in the city of Cape Town, that now she thinks she is worthy of leading the city of Johannesburg? As the EFF, we need to stand up against criminals and take them toe for toe in defense of our communities. The EFF continues to lead the fight against crime in Parliament by making progressive proposals to strengthen law enforcement and investigate the root cause of this crisis. This fight must be taken up by our councillors in communities. We must Venezuela and kidnaps Nicolas Maduro. He is continuing a tradition of violence as foreign policy. When Trump bombs Nigeria, bombs Iran, and finds genocides of people of Palestine by Israel, he is continuing U.S. policy of violence as a means to entrench U.S. imperialism. I've said this before, that any expectation that after Donald Trump's term comes to an end, that our relationship with the USA will stabilize is misplaced. Donald Trump is an extension of a history of destructive U.S. foreign policy, and as long as South Africa stands with Palestine, then we will never know peace. It is therefore important to be aware of this as we head to local government elections here in South Africa, and be aware of the possibility of U.S. interference in our elections, be it through funding our ideological opponents, attempting to fracture our democracy using tribal lines and traditional leaders, or actively pursuing the imprisonment of leaders of the left in our country. This election is not one that will be purely domestic, especially considering the propaganda machinery deployed against South Africa of a non-existent white genocide. We must begin to prepare ourselves for the West, as the USA is determined to punish South Africa for standing up against apartheid Israel. We must never surrender, even in the